Okay, what up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully, your favorite official content creator of the First Descendant. And today we are going to talk about something that I thought about while I was having my stream last night. If you guys recall, or even if you don't, this was the stream that I did last night where we were talking and discussing about whether or not Ines should be nerfed, because the community is actually quite split about it, and they had a lot of thoughts that they wanted to share. And it was actually a really meaningful discussion. In fact, the poll, if we take a look at the poll from yesterday, this was yesterday's poll, you can see that 49% of players do not want the nerf to happen. 41%, again, pretty even split, say it's better for the game. And 8%, that's the joke option. They were just waiting for my next song. This is out of 278 votes that happened on my stream last night. It was a very meaningful discussion. It was very interesting. But one thing really stood out to me. I guess a lot of people that wanted the nerf for Ines, or even some of the people that didn't want the nerf for Ines, one thing that was agreed is that TFD has become what is essentially a speedrunning brain-dead game. However, I believe that that is just a symptom of the true problem. The true problem is that there are genuinely people out there who have a serious skill issue, even with a game that is as casual friendly as TFD. I don't mean casual in terms of the RNG. I know the RNG is frustrating, annoying, getting a reactor sucks, it's difficult. Believe me, I feel you on that. But TFD is a relatively casual game in that once you have the right build and the right stats, you can do whatever you need to do. However, what led me to think that people are having a genuine skill issue with this game is actually some comments that I received on a prior video. I had ignored them in the past, but it seems that people are still harping on it, and that is why I'm actually going to bring out these comments to show you guys. Today I received this comment. Okay, so just a quick one here. I'm going to show it to you. Ooh, sorry. I got to shrink that down. My apologies. I'm not going to edit this video so that later when I do the proof section, it'll be a lot easier for people to follow up as well, so that we're not just showing half the story. But essentially, this dude, Ronald, said that he appreciates my vids, but he doesn't think that my vids are on the level. He's got the exact same build as me that I claim can get them from stage 1 to 25, as I did in my Ines video. And, you know, his reactor has everything the same. He's got a bonus with the 3 weapons he carries, maxed out skill damage. He's not nearly doing the damage I'm showing. Secret Garden doesn't continuously fire. You can complete level 24 successfully, but nowhere near completing in 10 or less minutes to move on. Okay. I said, you know, I tried to help him out, but I think he just doesn't believe me. And he's not the only one. Normally, I ignore comments like this because there's no sense in answering them. But again, this is just to show he's literally not the only one. You know, he was going through the comments looking for other people that might agree with him. And this other guy says he's running the same build, but I seem way tankier, you know. And this other person says same. He seems to be playing a different game. You know, something is fishy. Like, I think people are genuinely having a skill issue with TFD. And what that is causing is it's causing the devs to continuously make the game easier because they have to cater to some of these folks. If you recall what happened with Molten Fortress, they had to nerf the mechanic of Molten Fortress because, you know, people couldn't handle it. They weren't willing to learn. We taught several people on stream. We showed people how to do the mechanic live on stream. People didn't tune in. People don't care. People don't even watch the videos. They just don't care. They just want to go in and do it. But at the end of the day, that's not how you develop skills in your game. Even when I take on a new game, for example, Monster Hunter Wilds, I'll go look up information about it from previous series or whatever. I will test things out, come to my own conclusions so I can make my own videos, which are coming later this week. But at the end of the day, I do my own stuff after researching, which a lot of people do not do. And I'm sorry, but there's no video game out there where you can just play it and be the best. You might get through the game, but you're not going to be at the top level unless you do a little bit of research, you do a little bit of study. That's common. So first and foremost, I'm going to do a little proof section. I'm going to use the exact same build and run through stage 24 3 times, okay, in this video. No editing, back-to-back runs, okay? We're going to do all that. Everything will be timestamped, so if you guys already believe my content, you can just skip straight to my closing thoughts. All right, everything in this video is timestamped, but I think genuinely players have a skill issue. First, let's do the proof, all right? So I've even put on the same outfit I had in my previous video. This is the exact same Ines build that I had before. Reactor. tech, skill, critical hit damage. Yes? Okay. There you have it. HB, support auxiliary power, annihilation sensor, annihilation memory, hunter processor. Exactly what I had in that video because I didn't change a single damn thing. Okay, Secret Garden, Voltea, and last time I had the restored relic. In fact, let's put it on just because, you know, we had it before, okay? You guys might recognize this because this is the exact same thing you would have seen in my NES video. Build this for stage 1 to 25. You haven't seen that? Go check it out on my channel, all right? Now, modules. Oh, hey, look, it's the exact same thing I had before. Maximize range, skill expansion, HB, frontline, skill concentration, MP conversion, skill insight. All right, focus on tech, focus on electric, nimble fingers. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom, it's here. It's the exact same thing that I had before. Nothing has changed. You can go and compare it to that video. Okay, this is the proof that I'm using the exact same thing. There is no editing. There are no cuts in this video. I'm shooting this all in one take. Okay, so now let's go through Void Erosion 24. We're gonna do back-to-back runs, and let's do the same thing that we did before. All right, the first run I'm gonna do it clean. However, let's add a little bit of a condition. I'm not going to shoot a single bullet for my Secret Garden because there are some people that are out there like, oh, his Secret Garden must be more upgraded than mine because clearly, you know, he's shooting a Secret Garden and that's making a difference right there. Okay, let's not shoot the Secret Garden this entire round. Okay, no bullets will come out from the Secret Garden. Let's go. I'm only going to use, now I'll have it equipped in my hand, but I'm not going to fire it at all. Okay, I might make a mistake and fire it, but I don't think I will. Now, if there's an enemy with a shield, what do? Oh, switch to Voltea. That's how you pop the shield, right? Switch back to Secret Garden, not a single bullet fire. Okay. Jump and cast, jump and cast, jump and cast. I could probably turn my eyes off. I wish I could. You know, playing this blindfolded might actually be a more fun challenge. All right. Now, you've got some enemies like this that are a little bit tougher. Okay, keep in mind. These enemies, in general, I would shoot them if I could, but let's not shoot them. Let's just not shoot them. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I've got enough saved up for my snare trap. So let's put that down.
This is awesome. Damn it.
Okay, next. Again. As the Winter Soldier says, again. I'm only gonna cast, again, not shooting at all. I actually advise people to shoot because what it would do is it would apply the debuff that allows you to do more electrical damage. But what can I say other than skill issue, because this is exactly what I showed in my video, except that I shot my gun. Okay? Just to prove that there's no extra pie in the pudding. Here you go. Unedited footage. Okay? Unedited footage. I even have time to scratch my nose. Again. Cast 1. Cast 2. Now, standing still there is probably a bad idea because I might die. Okay, I die. I die once. Still plenty of time remaining, so back in again. I died.
My shield.
Okay. Ah, a shield. Switch to Voltea, shoot. Switch back to Secret Garden. Okay, not shooting a single bullet.
There's no getting away. Bastards.
I'm just healing smartly. See? When I get low, I heal. Enemies will hit you. Sometimes those suicide minions will appear that'll just explode. You just gotta take it on the chin when they do, you know? Take the hit, move on.
No.
Move smartly, move wisely. If you're not moving smartly and wisely, then what are you doing? Okay? Again. Now, the enemies have spawned up here. So, put down 2 snare traps. I've taken some damage, but there's a health right there. Use cover if you have to, but keep in mind that some of these enemies can go through cover, just like that. So, cover won't always save you. Okay? More enemies are spawning. Let's put down 2 snare traps, as we always do. We'll just let the snare traps do their thing. You don't have to think too hard about it. Can use a little bit of cover if we want to, but it's not going to help, so let's keep moving. Stay mobile. Okay, snare trap 1. Now this time we're not going to use 2 snare traps.
Keep trying.
We're just going to use the 1.
There's no getting away.
Now, you'll say, hold up, wait, I have to shoot Claudia. Okay. With Voltia then. Okay, great. It's just for breaking her head. With 1 death. With 1 death, FYI. La 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 la. I'm going to sleep. Okay, run number 1 completed. So, that's done right there. You guys have seen it, no hanky panky. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay? This time around, we are going to do it again. Alright? Just focusing on it. I'm still not going to shoot a single bullet from my secret garden. But this time around, I'm actually going to focus up and play seriously. Okay? So without shooting a single bullet from my gun, other than the fact that I have it in my hands for the bonus, for the unique ability bonus, which you should have, alright, I'm not going to fire a single bullet from my gun. Okay? But this time around, I'm going to play a bit differently. Okay, we're going to play a bit more actively. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. Now, for anyone that might be having a skill issue, first and foremost, identify barriers, like I told you. As soon as barriers happen, okay, now at the start, you don't have snare traps, right? Learn to use your aerial double jump. So while you're in the air, guess what? You can jump twice, right? Use that to get more hang time. Okay? So I get hang time again. Now I've got my snare trap, all right? So this can really help you avoid death in a lot of situations. Don't forget to cast your second skill as well, you know, here and there. You don't have to be limited to just casting your first skill. Yes, it will take up more MP, but this is actually how we do things. So, I cast Snare Trap 1, alright, and I cast Snare Trap 2, and I cast my second skill, then I start spamming the first skill. Alright, this gives me a little bit of leeway because it helps me clear the trash mobs so that everything is focused on the elites, alright? Again, we're not shooting a single bullet from the secret garden. Now, if you do end up taking damage, please seek a health orb. If you see one spawning, go grab it. Alright? Use your second skill to clear. Alright? Use it to clear minions that are left within your rings. And if done correctly, you should actually still have your ring up. Now, in this case, I was a little bit slow because I was flitting around. But essentially, this is the playstyle. Alright? Notice how I'm double jumping? Alright? You want to be doing that because it gives you more air time. Okay? Air time. I cast, and I'm jumping again. See that? By doing that, you can literally preserve yourself because the enemies are very unlikely to be able to hit you. Their tracking is very simplistic. Enemy AI, they've actually dumbed down this AI, they've reduced the tracking bullets and everything, all because they know that a lot of players can't handle this kind of thing. And this is exactly what has made the game a little bit too easy, because for many people, they feel that the enemy AI is dumb. Well, yes, because players literally can't handle basic techniques like being able to jump and stay above the fight. Alright? This is a basic technique that I've taught everybody since the game was launched. Alright, back then we couldn't double jump, but so now you get even more airtime, so there's really no excuses. If you stay above everybody, like a helicopter of death, what exactly are they going to do? Use your second skill as well. Don't just cast your first skill. If you've got more than enough MP, use your second skill. It's a little bit of extra damage, but it will help you get a faster clear time. Okay, do you see, guys? Do you see this? Now you're seeing it with coaching, right? Notice how I used the double jump so I could fire both snare traps? Okay, I unfortunately died to an explosive minion there, which will happen, but look, you're still going to complete it with more than enough time left on the clock. So don't fear death. Try to avoid it, but it's not a big deal if it happens. Don't panic. Don't panic because we're doing all this. Now, after this one, I'm also going to reduce my frame rates down to 60 frames to imitate console players. Alright, because I think that's fair. Okay, I didn't have enough plasma for snare trap, but it built up. And here we are. Alright, we're snare trapping again. And this is even after my death. So we got it. We got it. Okay, there you go. Up high. Second snare trap. Okay. Second skill. Spamming the first. Use the second skill again. Spam the first. Let's go up high. Snare trap 1. Snare trap 2. Cast second skill. Cast first skill. Second skill. Death. Doesn't matter. Okay. Like I said, it happens. You could die 2 times, 3 times. But do you see my timer? Do you see that I've got more than enough time left over? Alright. You are gonna die. And I'm by no means like super tanky or whatever. Because you are gonna die. But it's okay. You can stay near this box and deflect cloudier shots. So it's not a problem, right? Okay, again. Now we know that she's gonna have the invulnerability thing and she's gonna summon her little ring. So we blast. Okay, didn't get to do it in one mag. That's completely fine. Okay, there we go. And now we just cast from the safety of this box. If even in future, if they remove that ability from an S, okay. Just keep jumping around. Avoid her ring, and you're done. There's Claudia. Now, live in front of my entire audience, what we're going to do is we're going to cap the maximum frame rate at 60. All right, we're going to bring down the frame rate to measure more closely with console. Now, you guys on this video are not going to see much difference because for me, I'm seeing it on my screen, but videos are always shot at 60 FPS. So video-wise, you guys are not going to see much of a difference. But by capping the frame rates, as you know, the damage will become effectively slower because that's how it apparently works in this game. I'm not 100% sure on that, but a lot of people seem to believe it, and it does seem, the data seems to support it. So while I may not be 100% on science of that, it does appear to be the case. So we'll do it again. All right. Now, if your casting is feeling slow, that's okay. But first, build up your electricity. All right. This is something that I learned from all the people who do my builds and do my stuff, but they're watching on console. They say it's a bit harder. Okay, don't worry. I got you. I got you guys. All right. You see that I'm still able to take them down within a reasonable time frame, even with the slightly slower damage. And you did notice the damage was a bit slower, right? Okay. Once again, cast your second skill first, then start spamming the first skill. All right. Once you get close to running out of charges, spam the second skill again. All right. Give yourself that little bit of time. If you have to, cast the second skill again, because guess what? There are MP drops. As soon as enemies spawn, get up in the air. Up in the air. Okay, you cast your fourth skill. Snare trap. Alright, there's an enemy here with a barrier. What do? Okay, the barrier is collapsed. In fact, I think that barrier went down before I even shot it, but whatever.
There's no getting away.
Again, not a single bullet from the secret garden being fired. Okay, so even if you're on console, if you're at least getting 60 FPS, you should still be able to do the same thing. Okay. There you go. There you go. Again, cast second skill. Okay, here we go. Now we start to really spam. Cast second skill. Alright. I do cast my first skill in between, but that's because, look, the charges recover so fast. Even if I cast it once, it's not going to affect anything, right? Okay, cast second skill. And then start the real spam. When I start the real spam, this is when, you know, we go ham. But you'll notice that you don't always have charges. This is because, look, with this particular build, you're not running a full cooldown setup. So you're not always going to have, like, maximum charges. And therefore, you should try and maintain your charges. But if you start to run out, take a moment to breathe. Use that to reassess your position. And then you can try again. Alright? This is why I try to cast my second skill in between that, so that I have some damage to fill the time. Alright, especially since they're MP drops, you can rely on those to keep yourself topped up. At the same time, your inversion reinforcer also, you know, covers a little bit of this. See that? There you go. There you go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You can even vary the castings of your snare trap. You don't have to put both of them down at once. Alright? You can do this, change up a few things, and still succeed. It's not a problem. I even stopped casting for a moment there.
Begin tracking. Oh, damn it. You can't escape.
There we go. Now center stage.
Let's end this.
Very luckily didn't die this time. Yeah?
This is where it ends. This is good. Oh, those bastards.
Don't step into the beam, yeah? Okay. One down.
Going to hurt.
Now remember what I said? Behind the box. Okay, she does her attack. There you go.
No.
This is no different from Monster Hunter. You have to learn the attack patterns of the enemy. Okay, here I died because I was lacking in caution. Alright, to be honest, I really don't care. But anyway, there you go. Okay. Now, if you face tank Claudia's attack, it's going to hurt a lot. So at least jump, try to move, stay out of the circle AoE. Just keep casting, just keep casting, just keep casting, just keep casting. And done. There you go. Okay? So that is the end of that. That is the entire proof. We just did 3 back-to-back runs. Alright, I even lowered my FPS in the second run. And there is no problem. The build was not changed. This entire video was shot in one take. So for those of you who are skipping forward, okay, to this part of this video, all right, we've just done the proof. I've just shown people the evidence that we can do this, all right? No hanky-panky, it's easy. I did it 3 times in a row, showing you guys the exact same stuff. So realistically, if anybody cannot overcome it using the build that I've showed them, using the exact same build that I have, all right, either you messed up the build, okay, which is in of itself, it's a skill issue because I laid out everything in my video. My videos are some of the most detailed out there because I actually go through the pains of explaining every single mod and things like that. So my videos are going to be a lot longer than the 6-minute or 8-minute bootlegs that you'll find out there. And if you copied that wrongly, that's a skill issue. Second, if you are not paying attention to the walkthroughs, you don't even pay attention to the technique that I'm showing you in the video, you skip through, you just copy the build and you go in, that's a skill issue as well. I think a lot of players in this game, unfortunately, no matter how much they want to deny it, they have skill issues. They have a major skill issue and they don't want to admit it, and that is the entire problem. Because what is happening right now is a situation whereby the devs are constantly coming up with challenging content or trying to, and then it gets nerfed into the ground because people do not want to learn. People do not care about learning, and they just simply say, okay, you know what? The devs will nerf this. I'll just wait until it's nerfed. Think about it when Void Erosion Purge first came out. Everyone was like, man, this is so hard. Like, we were like, okay, we're going to figure out the builds. We're going to get it together. And you know what happened? They had to turn it down. I do agree that bullet sponge enemies are boring. It's not a fun activity. It is stupid. Yes, I get that. I agree with you guys 100%. But that is a separate thing. That is to do with the design of the activity. The activity was not designed well. I get it. I hear you. But a lot of people, and this was something covered on my stream last night, a lot of people, they have a skill issue. They do not want to learn. They do not want to practice. Dude, today I went into Monster Hunter Wilds for the first time. I've never played the heavy bowgun. I know I had some ideas from research on and what people were saying, oh, this is a great perk to have, so I tried it all out. And I sort of started to come into my own at the end of the stream, but it took me an entire stream to learn the heavy bowgun and understand what I'm supposed to do with it. Even then, I am far from mastering it. You know, I'm probably further along than the longsword because I'm terrible at that shit. But, you know, I'm probably a little further along than the longsword, but it doesn't mean that, you know, the heavy bowgun is bad. It doesn't mean that their build or their perk selection or whatever they inform me about, it doesn't mean that that's bad. It doesn't. It means that I have a skill issue. Am I going to go and ask Monster Hunter Wilds to nerf the difficulty of the monsters for me? No, I'm going to get better the more that I practice. If you do not practice, how are you going to get good? You have 3 hours gaming time. I play this game only about 3 hours a day. The morning stream is Monster Hunter Wilds, and I spend my other time working on my music. So we're all playing roughly the same amounts of time. Yes, I've had a longer runway than you when I was doing the 7-hour, 2 sessions of TFD, so total of 7 hours playtime. Yes, I've had a longer runway than a lot of you guys out there, but even on just 3 hours, which is going to become the new reality now that I'm juggling 2 games officially, you have to practice, and you have to find the time to get good. You have to spend a little bit of time doing your research, Maybe it's on a bathroom break at work or something, but do a little bit of research, then get excited, then you go home and you try it out for yourself. Maybe it doesn't work out, maybe it does work out, but that is how video games are supposed to work. That is how we're supposed to play video games. You're supposed to get good. You cannot ask the devs to nerf the content down. And what has happened is that players are, they don't want to deal with mechanics. They don't want to get good. They don't want to even practice the basics. You can give them a build. You can show them a walkthrough, which I did as well. I did a walkthrough of every single levels 1 to 25. It was a 1 hour, 50-minute video. I did every single level for you guys in there. Went through all of them, back-to-back time-stamped. And yet people still do not want to get good. They won't even watch that. They won't even check the level that they're stuck on. They don't care. So to those commenters who said, I'm playing a different game, whatever, I just did 3 back-to-back runs. If you cannot do what I'm doing entirely, I'm sorry, sir, skill issue. You need to practice. You need to watch the video, study exactly what I'm doing, listen to the commentary that I'm making, and actually get good, because you're not going to get good doing the same thing over and over, banging your head against the wall. That's not going to help you. You need to take responsibility for your own lack of skill and say, man, okay, I suck. I do it all the time. All right, sure. I do play it up on stream a bit and say, hey, I'm the greatest human being on the planet, but look, it's my show. It's what I do. It's a show, right? It's supposed to be entertaining, At the end of the day, I have to recognize my own faults. I did that with Marvel Rivals. I solo queued to Celestial. I'm still a Celestial ranked player. Of course, granted, I haven't had a chance to play again, but I will again soon. Once I've got a bit more time, once I've experimented a bit more with Monster Hunter Wilds, I am a Celestial ranked player. So if I can do it, you can do it. But it all comes down to practice. Learn and practice, okay? And I hope that the devs will not look toward nerfing content too much. Rather, I want to see Descendants brought up so that we can have more variety. But introducing challenging content and then nerfing it down, that's just not going to fly. And that's not going to help. And that's why the player count keeps dropping, because the more they make things easier, the more brain dead this game is going to become. as people have said on stream. And the player count is going to keep falling because all that's going to happen is that people are going to be here, and there's going to be two sides of the spectrum. One who's people who are addicted, who are clearing every single content in 5 seconds. Then there's the other end of the spectrum where people, no matter how many build videos you show them, I still can't get through it, man. No, hacks, man, hacks. Because believe me, I've seen several comments on YouTube of people accusing YouTubers of cheating, people accusing YouTubers of hacking, when all it literally is just get the build right, show the technique, we show it live. Have you guys ever turned up to stream? I bet most of them won't even watch this video because they won't. They don't care. They're just going to comment without even watching the video because for them, they don't want to have responsibility. They do not want to take responsibility for anything in their lives. If they won't take responsibility in a video game for their own failures and lack of skill, you think they're going to take responsibility in the day-to-day life? You think they're going to take responsibility for what's going on in their countries or what's going on in their workplace or what's going on in their actual life or family? No, they're not. They're not. And that's the end of that's the end of it. You know, these are the people that just don't care. They don't take responsibility for anything. They're just like, you know what? It's not me. It's the item. It's the item itself. Guess what? I used to be like that. But I owned up to it. And now I'm where I'm at. So own up to it. Okay? All right. Anyway, look forward to another discussion soon. All right? Because we're going to have more discussion streams in the lead up to the update. I've been really enjoying them, and it's been so pleasant hearing so many different opinions and stuff. Before I end this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, here are March's top supporters. Thank you so much to everybody that's been supporting me this month. It's been a very, very tough month. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to say it straight. It's been one of the hardest months ever. But big thank you to my top super chatter, Lawbreaker. Big thank you to George Tishon, Sir Tommy, Jonathan Terry, D. Russ, Matthias M. Thank you guys so much. All right. I really appreciate you guys. That top channel membership gifter, I think somebody should be in that slot. If you remember who you are and you're supposed to be in that slot, let me know because I don't know why it says open when it shouldn't be. Sorry about that if something was altered or changed incorrectly. But yes, anyway, thank you to March's top supporters. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one. And for those of you that, you know, maybe you felt that I'm playing a different game, look, I'm sorry, okay? Improve, get better, study the streams, come and hang out with the community and actually talk to us. We're here and we can explain shit to you, all right? Or at least I can show it live, okay? All right, see you guys there.